Hi, welcome back to our feelings chart lessons. So yesterday you did a guessing game about feelings, and then we created a chart that looks something like this with 4 different sections where you're showing a picture of yourself as happy, calm, angry, and sad. And then hopefully with your family member, you were able to add a couple of other words for each section too. Um, Today, I want to talk more about that ability to identify your feelings. So, I said some about this yesterday, but it's just a really important skill to be able to know what it is that you're feeling. And that may sound silly, but it's actually trickier than it sounds sometimes. Um, Being able to very specifically name for yourself how you're feeling has the ability to calm your whole brain and your whole body down. You don't even need to fix it. You don't need to do anything afterwards, but just being able to say, like, oh, I feel so disappointed right now can be really helpful. So, we're going to do something today to help us with that skill. And we're also going to kind of bring some word study into it, some vocabulary, because we've talked a lot this year about strong word choice in our writing and how we don't want to use words just like good or bad or happy or sad because those words are not super strong. They're not super descriptive. So when we're writing, we really want to try to use words that are as strong and specific and descriptive as possible. Use strong word choice. Well, it's the same thing when we're trying to identify our feelings. We want to be able to use strong feeling words. So, in order to do that, we can use something called, and I know you know this word already, called synonyms, right? So, a synonym is a word, or they're words that have a similar meaning. They mean almost the same thing. But something that we've talked about in vocabulary is something called shades of meaning, which means that two words might mean almost the same thing, but they're kind of different shades of that thing. Like if I were to say, oh, this cookie is yummy, that means that it tastes good, right? But if I say this cookie is delicious, yummy and delicious are synonyms, but they have different shades of that same meaning that it tastes good. Yummy just kind of means like, yeah, it's good, it tastes good. But delicious means like, oh my gosh, this is so good. I have to have another bite. It's making my whole entire being feel good right now. So there are different shades or different amounts of that feeling that come with those two different synonyms. So we're going to use some synonyms to create some really strong word choices for the different sections of our feeling chart. I'm going to show you a cool online tool that you could use to help yourself with that. So you don't have to use the tool. I'm going to show you first just how you could do this on your own without the tool. So say I'm trying to come up with some more strong word choices for my happy section. I'm just going to start by thinking of like, what are different times that I have felt happy? And this is like the excited happy, right? So, well, one time I felt happy was when my husband came home from work this morning because he was firefighting yesterday. So I saw him pull into the driveway and I felt really happy to see him. And I would say, if I want to get really specific and use a strong word to describe that feeling, I felt like loving towards him. And I also felt kind of cheerful when I knew that he was home. So I'm going to add those two words to the happy section of my chart because those are really strong words that kind of describe exactly what kind of happy I was feeling in that situation. So one way you could come up with these strong word choices is by trying to come up with times that you felt the feelings in one of these sections and then become even more specific, like what kind of happy. or what kind of calm or sad or angry were you feeling for those different times you can remember. But now I want to show you a cool tool online to help you come up with some more strong word choices. So I'm at a website that's just called thesaurus.com. A thesaurus is a tool that you can use that all it does is offer you synonyms for things. So you can look up a word and it will give you synonyms for that word or other words that mean about the same thing. And I'm showing you an online version, but there are book versions of thesauruses too. You used some in the classroom before school was at home. Okay, so you go to thesaurus.com, and I'll put a link to this in the social emotional learning folder. And then in the typing bar up here where it says synonyms, I'm going to type in the word that I'm looking for. So I want to find synonyms for happy, and then I'm going to press the search button. Oh my gosh, and look at all these different words that it gives me. Okay, so the ones that are in bright orange, those are the most relevant. So that means these are the words that are really going to be closest and most specific to happy. The light orange ones you can still look at, but the meanings may be a little bit off. So you really want to be careful before you choose one of those. Okay, so oh look, cheerful is the first one that's on there. I already put that one down. Okay, so some other words I could choose are contented, delighted, ecstatic, elated, glad. I could keep reading, but I'm going to stop there. So when I choose which words to put in the happy section, I really want to make sure that they show that high energy happy. Some of these to me seemed like high energy happy. Some of them seemed more like a feeling I might be having if I'm calm. So I want to kind of carefully decide where to put them. I already had cheerful, like contented. I think I'm going to put that in the calm section because contented feels like a lower energy, more peaceful feeling. So I'm going to add contented to my calm section. And then what's another high energy one? Well, ecstatic. I'm just going to click on that to see what other words that gives me and make sure I really understand what that word means. Oh yeah, crazy, delirious, elated, enthusiastic. So ecstatic means very high energy, happy, like you just won a really big soccer game or something like that. So I'm going to put ecstatic in my high energy, happy section. Okay, then when I want to look up more words for calm or sad or angry, I'm going to do the same thing I did for happy. Just go up to the typing bar and type that word in. And it gives me a whole bunch of other synonyms to look for. Oh my gosh, there's a bunch there that are good. Okay, so your next job is to take your feelings chart that you made yesterday and try to add more strong word choices to your section so that you have at least 4 or 5 really strong feeling words that belong in each section. And then send a picture of that to me or send the computer version of it to me by Friday, by tomorrow. And then we're going to do more with this chart next week. So don't get rid of it. In fact, it might be helpful even to like put it up on a wall in your house somewhere so that you can look at it when you need to and use it as a tool. So yes, so add about 4 or 5 words to each section and send it to me. And then your other mini assignment that you don't need to send to me, but I just want you to try it at home is when you're experiencing big feelings, just try using some of those words for yourself. You don't need to do anything about it. You don't need to fix them. You don't need to try to change your feelings, but just say to yourself, like, how am I feeling right now? Look at your chart and decide, like, oh, I'm feeling nervous. And just let it be. Let yourself feel that feeling and know that it's okay to feel that way. And it can just be helpful just to be able to tell yourself in a very strong, specific way how it is that you're feeling. See how that feels. See how it works. Okay, that's all for now. I'm really excited to see what you send me as usual. Can't wait to see it. And I'll see you later. Thanks.